Hey everybody, today we are going to talk about preparation. In our conversation that we're in about emotional consistency, I believe that preparation is vital in order to be able to walk consistently in the area of our emotions. Have you ever had a situation in your life where you literally jumped in the water and tried to figure out how to swim? In that situation? Well, this week I kind of had that experience. I decided that I would go out and I would channel my inner Danielson, and I was going to take on a project to paint the fence. Well, I kind of had forgotten about all of the preparation that needed to take place in order to get to the point where you're actually painting. And so I wasn't prepared. And so as a result, I got slivers in my hands. I got stain on my new workout shoes. I spilled a few big ones and literally made kind of a mess. And so as a result, it was messy and it really kind of was a little bit painful. And so preparation is very important and really is another key component in our conversation of emotional consistency, because when you're not ready for what is coming, when you haven't been prepared or you haven't prepared your heart for what is coming next in your life, honestly, fear can creep in, anxiety can happen, and literally it can wreak havoc on your emotional stability. It can wreak havoc on it can cause chaos for you in your emotions because you're not ready for what is coming. That word preparation literally means an action or a process of making something ready for use or for service. In other words, the process is what makes us ready for what is coming next. And I am a firm believer that the season that you're in right now is preparation for the next season that's coming. It's always that way. Whenever you're in a season, you're always preparing for what is going to happen next. And all through the Bible, you see it. God is always preparing. He prepared the foundations of the world. He prepared the way with Jesus. He prepared people and places and feasts. And he prepared hearts for the coming things that he had for them. And then you also see in the Bible, God's people preparing themselves for what was to come. You look at Esther, and Esther prepared a feast for the king because she knew that there was something coming that he needed to have his heart prepared for. She prepared herself to go in before the king, to make herself ready so that she could be received by the king. Then you look at David, and David's whole process of the fighting Goliath happened in the fields, where he prepared by fighting the lion and the bear. He prepared by the worship and playing the harp and tending to the sheep. That was all preparation for what was coming in his life, for the leadership that had to be established in his life. And so we got to take our cue from what's in the Word. We have to be prepared. We have to be ready for whatever God is taking us to. And the Bible talks about it in Luke chapter 12. It talks about being watchful and being ready. And it says, be dressed and ready, starting in verse 35. Be dressed and ready for service, and keep your lamps burning, like men who are waiting for their masters to return from a wedding banquet, so that when he comes and knocks, they can immediately open the door for him. The Bible says it will be good for those servants whose master finds them watching, whose master finds them ready. And so we have to be prepared. So how do we do that? How do we make ourselves ready? Well, it's really not rocket science. The first thing is to be aware. You've got to understand and be aware that you're never standing still. You're always preparing for what is happening next. You're always making yourself ready. The enemy wants us to be lazy. He wants us to be chill and relax and not have our lamps burning and our eyes fixed and watching and waiting to see what God has. So he wants us to be lazy, but God says to stay aware, be watchful. Number 2, be prayerful. You know what? God is always got more for us. Whatever is coming, it's always going to be more. It's going to be better. It's going to be great. And so understand, always seeking God for the more and what he has coming. And then number 3 is be confident. that God is going to alert you to your next season. He's going to make you ready. He's going to show you the steps that need to take place if you're watchful, if you're prayerful, if you're aware, if you're listening. Those things in themselves will cultivate consistency and balance in your emotions, and it will allow you to hear God's voice because you'll be listening. It will keep you connected to his heart and the vision that he has for your life because your heart is searching. And the Bible says it will be good for you. You will experience good things. 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, eye has not seen and ear has not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the things that God has prepared for you because you love him. So I want to encourage you. God's prepared great things. So make sure that you are in preparation for whatever God has. Stay aware, stay prayerful, be confident. God is going to speak to you. God bless you. Have a great day.